Hello, this is Scott Carpenter, and I'm retrieving trail cameras, a couple trail cameras I left on our public land hunting area. It's mid-January, or I'll tell you exactly what it is. Let's be accurate. January 21st. And there's my trail cam. I was kind of scared that some dumb DA would shoot it with a gun, but it's still intact. And I'm watching this deer trail here. It goes up through this draw, and the food plots are up there on top of the hill, and they come off up this draw and up into that rough and up on that hill to bed. Of course, this place has been shot all to pieces. Last weekend was closing weekend with a juvenile hunt, and this place was crawling. Last time I hunted here, you couldn't, there's people everywhere. So this year made myself a promise that I was going to identify a nice buck. I can kill spikes, 4-pointers, 6-pointers, and does all day long, twice on Sundays. I want to try this year to get a good deer. And unfortunately, I'm limited to public land mostly, and like most people are. And so, you know, not only is this the old Sasquatch research area, but this is my public hunting area. Now the Sasquatch live over there. Well, that's where the research was, about 3/4 of a mile that way. So I'm over here deer hunting. They leave me alone, I leave them alone, and we're happy. But I've got these cameras. I want to take them in because I put these cameras up probably the first weekend of gun season, and I wanted to see, number one, what time they were coming through. There's all kinds of sign through here, a lot. There was actually 2 scrapes right there, fresh scrapes there I found there, and so there's a lot of activity through here. And I've seen does up here, and so what I wanted to do is I want to see. My suspicion is the bucks were coming through in the middle of the night, which is probably what they were doing. But I wanted to see, and I wanted to see, now that it's here, I wanted to see if anybody survived. And, you know, first thing I got to do is find the buck. So I'm going to take these home, and probably next weekend, or the weekend after, I'm going to come up and put the cameras back in some locations, some corridor locations, and let's see if we can see if a buck survived. It doesn't take them long to come back. You know, once the shooting stops and they realize hunting season's over, they filter back in. And in fact, by summertime, hiking on this area, I literally walked up to deer, and they know I'm coming, and they just look at me. So it'll take them a little while to calm down, but they lived here all their lives. They know the routine. I'm flashing this around because back during bow season, I dropped this out of my quiver on my crossbow, and found it laying right there in good shape. It didn't rust or anything, stainless steel. So I'm going to try to wrap that, and where I don't cut myself, and put it in my backpack, carry it out. These things are expensive. But I'm going to take this camera down, and like I said, I'm going to, along with the Sasquatch stuff, let's put it this way, folks. I'm no Steve Ishdahl, but you know, there's a lot of people that hunt like I have to hunt, and don't have access to thousands of pristine acres where they can get lost and hunt a deer like that. It's just I still work a full-time job. It's just not possible, and I just don't I don't have that time. That's my camera telling me it's going to turn itself off. Uh, I just don't have the time, and so part of it's by choice. When I retire, I'll probably be able to do more serious hunting, but kind of want to try to see what I can do here. And so, this is January. Hopefully, I'll have to get my deer here during bow or muzzleloader season. I won't be getting it during gun season. And so, squirrels. Anyway, so bottom line is I got to find the deer, pattern him definitely for early season, right early fall, and then right before the rut or right at the rut starts, because usually the rut starts here in my area of Tennessee right at the beginning of muzzleloader, and it's kind of put. It used to be in late November, but it's been put. It's with the weather changes and stuff. It seems to push back to early November when you start getting some serious rutting activity. So this is day one of starting the quest to see if I can put a big one on the ground. They're here. I missed one a few years ago on muzzleloader. It was running right at me, and I took the shot. Shouldn't just shot. I should just let it run by me because it was coming. But it was a very large buck for East Tennessee. It was a 160 class whitetail. It was a big one, about 200 pounds, and so they're here. They're just extremely wary, extremely smart, and they've got human pattern down to a science. So getting one like that on public land without it just being blind luck, like walking in here and sitting down and it walks up and boom, actually getting it's going to be the challenge. But that's what we're going to do. And if we get some Sasquatch activity, then I'll post that too. And I'm sure I will through the year. It's the way it is. I haven't felt any pressure today. Everything's felt good. I waited to mid morning to come out so the squirrel and the rabbit hunters push on through. And there's like I said, there's a few people got dogs, and look like by the sound of it, I don't hear any dogs running, so they're probably squirrel dogs. But I'm gonna get this guy down, and then I've got another area. So I got right over here. I've got another camera and a nice place. The problem with this is, this people have been coming here for years. I've been coming here for over 20 years, and people lived here. They've been coming to this area all their lives. So, ain't much of this area they don't know. And so we just, we just you gotta get in there early. You gotta get in the gnarliest places like this you can find, and you gotta sit on them. You gotta put in the time. It's time and location, pretty much. So, that being said, I'm gonna get this guy and get him down, and then I'll move on. I'll film some more up here on top of the hill with where the other camera is. So I'm going in where my second camera was at. This is like a honey hole. This is, I'm not the only one that knows this place exists, and it's there's a fresh deer sign here. But the deer up there are fields, a couple hundred acres worth of at least. And they come out, and this is an old dry creek bed here. And they come out of the fields down through here and right up through here. And they just kind of fan out. There's 5 or 6 deer trails all across this here. And then they all funnel back around going where I came from. And been rubs and scrapes here, even though you're not supposed to leave your tree stands in here overnight. That one right there's been here since it's grown into the tree. It's rotted. You can see it. There it is. That's 10, 20 years old. Pretty old. And the chain's actually grown into the tree. And these briars have grown up. There's my... That's interesting. I didn't do that. It probably fell from above. There's the camera. I can't even see this little screen. There we go. There's the camera. I was watching this trail. This tree's been rubbed so many times it's about to all over. And then usually, they scrape all in here. But they just filter through here, and then the little bucks, of course, wear it out. And there's a rub right there. An old hog waller. And so, they come off, come down through here. And like I said, this is like a little honey hole. One morning, came in here doing bow season a couple of years ago. Had my everything ready to go. About an hour before daylight. Sit over there. I had just as I was getting ready to sit down in my blind, over here, guy in one of these trees right here had come in from over there, had a tree stand. I want to say it was that tree or maybe that tree. He was way up. Started flashing his flashlight at me. He had to get, so that's the joy of public hunting. So I'm going to take this guy down, see what we got. This will get more activity in the spring and summer when the fields, when they got the fields planted and stuff. But they had soybeans and there's the waste I left. And there's grass. I have to go look. The farmer that releases these fields from Tennessee Wildlife usually will either do winter wheat or he'll just plant grass as a cover, during the winter and then plow it under. So we'll see. I'll get this camera down and then we'll work our way out of here. I might go up there and look at the fields real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and climbed out of followed the deer trail just to show you. And I was down in that holler, the deer trail circled up, and they go in the woods here, and here's the fields. This is part of them. You can see over there. He's already got his, I think that's winter wheat. And then over here it's just grass. This was soybeans. So I'm sure the deer will still hit that field over there for sure. This is 1,500 acre peninsula. It's a multi-use recreational area. Walk in or horseback only. Bicycle. So anyway, it's beautiful. They'd had to drag me off of this place kicking and screaming. They condemned it and took it. About the late 70s when they flooded Tellico Lake. So I'm gonna head in and got my cameras. When I get in, I will download them and I'll post them. We'll see what we got. I'm not expecting any Sasquatch, you know, but you never know. You might see some weird stuff. This area's got some weird stuff here. Dogman, Sasquatch, orbs, little people. All kinds of craziness goes on in this little area. So I can't see nothing on this little screen. It's beautiful. I'm gonna head on in. Squirrels and birds are going crazy. I brought my rifle just in case. I just don't like to go in the woods without being armed. Since the squirrel season's still open, gives me a good excuse to take a 22. But not that it'll do anything on the Sasquatch or anything, but just the mere fact that I have it helps dissuade the human predator and the other predators. But before I get on a diatribe, I'm going to head back. And everyone, I just appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully, if there's something exciting, I may cut in on the and in the middle or somewhere and add a little bit once I get home. But if not, if it's just deer and stuff, and I'll probably just upload it as it is. So that being said, until next time, and a Sasquatch awareness project videos coming next week. Continue the series, and just want to. Sorry, I just feel like sometimes you just get that feeling. But anyway, everybody, until next time, be careful and God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.